Oh, Doc, I don't know, but as a nation, social media has a lot of positives, but people also use it for a lot of mischief. I was having a discussion with the CEO this morning before I came, and he was saying, Doc, one day in the morning,
is the surgeon still the CEO?
Yeah, our Dr. Poma.
Yes.
He's one of the finest plastic surgeons in the whole continent. And he was telling me, Doc, ECG was working on one of the substations. They informed them when they are doing the work, so they turn the lights were off. They have a plant that serves the whole hospital. The plant normally within minutes comes on. He said during that window, first it was a low voltage, and then they took it off. During that, he said it was a 45-minute window. Even that time, their plant had come on within some 5 minutes or so. Then the person puts out the story. If you read the story, it's difficult to even see a name. It's like, although it was on City, that's why I read it.
But why should the person put his own name?
Oh, but Doc, but the point I'm making is that I told him the impression that was sent to the whole country that cases now have been packed home. When after that 45-minute window where the plant took over the whole hospital, cases were being operated.
Explain something to me.
Yeah.
What you're saying is that there was a lights out situation.
Yes.
And the lights came on after 45 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, so between when the lights went off and when the lights came on, there was a 45-minute gap.
Yes.
Within that 45 minutes,
nothing
could be done. Like no surgery could be done.
Oh, but Doc,
assuming a surgery was scheduled,
it
could not.
Of course.
Okay.
But you see, the story.
But why 45 minutes?
Yeah. So he tells me that within 2 minutes to maybe half an hour, that's what they used to do their transition. Within 2 minutes to half an hour, they have a central plant. And Doc, even in our homes, there are times I tell them put on the plant if the lights go off, and my guy in the house will tell me, oh, they have to do this. Sometimes it comes on within a minute. Sometimes you ask what is happening. So look, it's a human institution. But my worry is we have a country where within a 45 minutes window, someone has told the whole country, all cases have been suspended. If a case has been brought to theater, it will be on the trolley.
You are the doctor, so let me ask you this. And I'm asking this out of, complete ignorance. Yes. No, ignorance. Ignorance.
Yeah.
Assuming a surgery was being performed.
Yes.
And in the middle of the surgery, the light goes off.
Yes.
And it's going to take 45 minutes for the light to come on. What will happen?
So, Doc, I think for Korle Bu, key places like the Central Theatre usually also have their standby plants. Beyond the main one, the theatre has a standby plant. We were doing our program when we went management. We did at the plastics unit where Dr. Poma operates. Yeah. They also have their plant only for the plastics unit, and they do these things because Korle Bu is like a city. It's not like Lekma, which is a small place. Korle Bu is a whole city. So individual wings have their plant as a backup to the main plant. But let me answer your question. In the theater, I've operated years in the theater where the lights go out. When the lights go out, obviously those who did all our systems make sure that you have about 1.5 to 2 hour window where most of the systems will not go off in terms of backup.
Okay.
So when you're operating, all the things you use, a backup holds them.
Okay.
So that it is beyond that 1.5 hours on the average that you can start having serious issues.
Okay.
And they did it that way because most surgeries, not all, can be rounded up. Assuming either rounded up or you put the patient in a situation where they can even survive a gap, assuming beyond that you still don't have power. So it's not like when power goes off, then the patient, like everything is out. But obviously, if the main theater light is powered by the main one, that can go off. But essential machines holding the patient wouldn't go off. They will work with backup batteries.
But you will not commence any surgery.
Oh no, you will not. Ideally, you will not commence it unless it's a life and death situation. Someone is bleeding. You have to stop. That one, they will try to use their
manual.
Exactly. Find ways to save the patient. But again, and I'm not saying it's normal. Our wish or what we work towards is a country where the standby power automatically comes on within seconds. in every hospital. That's what we are working towards. But doc.
But what prevents that?
Oh, no, some places, even Korle Bu, you know, I said it on a particular station that someone asked, so what are we doing for them? How are we helping them to either put in fuel for the agency? I said, look, don't belittle the efforts of these people. As we experience lights out sometimes at our homes, Korle Bu has not closed down because they have a management that has a supply chain which buys fuel, runs their gensets. They have mechanics. If they have an issue, they fix it. So it's a place that is running. But just like Metro TV, where maybe within a second your lights can go out and the technical men have not restored, someone comes and fixes it. That's how the society is. And look, if even power has been out for, let's say, 5 hours or 8 hours, and I see a story at the end that the whole day is off because of light out, who am I, doc? It makes sense. But where you have a 45-hour power challenge, 45 minutes, doc, and there is a story which says that all surgeries have been cancelled. When 45 minutes after you read the story, doctors are in the theater working. You know, it's I don't know the word to use, but as a country, let's focus on the essentials. A gentleman from City interviewed me, and I told him that what would make the discussion be of benefit to the nation is to be methodological in our discussion, doc. Even in advanced countries, every hospital that depends on the national grid has a standby power plant. So my comment was that if we are looking at backup power supply for hospitals, the first question we must ask is that how many of public hospitals have a backup plant? If they have, how many are functional? Doc, how many come on within 5 minutes?
Shouldn't this be basic?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I introduced or asked for that discussion because sometimes the way we talk creates the impression that everywhere you go, senior, the public hospitals don't have standby power plants which come on within seconds. No, a lot of facilities have standby power plants which come on. A lot of public facilities. So if you have the discussion in a way that tries to make us make progress, this is how you handle that up. Korle Bu, for example, they have a plant. How early does it come on? Oh, within 5 minutes. Why does it come on sometimes in 30 minutes? If 3 things are mentioned, we'll move in as a ministry to work with them to solve it. You know, and Chebi Government Hospital, for example, when I was board chair for a board member for National Health Insurance, there was a letter that came with they asking that we support them to get a plant only for the theater. And we asked why. They said the plant that they have, it can even power almost the whole Chebi. And because it's a huge plant, it swallows a lot of, diesel. So they want to power the essential parts of the hospital like the theater. Doc, the board approved a plant costing, I think, about 400 or 500,000 or so. So the point is that those who manage health facilities also take steps to make sure that the facilities can run uninterrupted. And social media, I wish the mischief would calm down. I mean, so that we can, together we can push health delivery. This attempt to quickly send news that creates fear and panic, it's not too palatable. And by the way, I've asked most of the agencies this week, we will try and write to them. I said we will try. I'll let the chief director sign. Write to the agencies, so that we have all the PROs must come together. Sometimes their response rate in this world in which we are, it's not like in your time when it is only the tabloid. Some of them are not quick, doc. They are not prompt on their responses. Now you can have a social media post which comes on at, let's say, 6 p.m. It will trend by morning. If you respond by morning, it's too late. So I remember this story, for example. I had a chat with my senior other day, Ampoma. I said, doc, it's late, but this thing must be responded to ASAP. And he told me that, doc, for only 30, 40 minutes, that's when the procedures had to wait. But the whole day we were operating. I said, nobody knows this. Please, we need a release. And that's where you saw the release. So I'm trying to work with them so that they will be up to date, the social media angle or the promptness. We will do all that.
Okay, so basically before you come in, Okoe Boye from the state says that Please tell Dr. Okoe Boye that I had a dental surgery at Korle Bu in 2013. Fortunately for me, the lights went out when the surgery was done. And the doctors had to use the lights on their mobile phones to clean me up. The catch is that they had a standby genset but had no fuel. You should ensure daily that all gensets at Korle Bu have enough fuel. It's not about buying the genset, but fueling it is the problem.
I mean, talking about social media and stories about healthcare and so on, I'm sure you've also seen this video which is making the rounds about a hospital. And in fact, there are nurses on the video confirming the story, nurses in uniform, that in that particular hospital, the mortuary has a functioning generator, but the ward in which children on incubators are has no lights at all. I'm sure you've seen that video.
No, which hospital is that? I saw something trending. Someone showed me a video from Kaswa. Or is it that one? Now you see, now people, now forgive me, but now, Doc, people can pick. Social media is complex now. People can pick a video and do over. How do they call it? They put in a
voiceover.
Exactly, and based on how it is arranged, they can even show picture of a nurse and all. When you go into the
not a picture, a nurse actually speaking
exactly.
to the subject.
And I'm saying so because usually a trained nurse will not look into the camera or video and be saying that, oh, gensets are working, the mortuary, but they are not working. A trained nurse will have a way to communicate challenges to the either ministry management, but they will not face a video because they know it's not ethical. You know, so I have not seen the video. I can't vouch.
I'll look for it and send it to you, you know.